Yeah, so guys, we're going to move on to some questions about supplementation in more detail. Different questions that we get in store, frequently asked questions that you may get in the gym as well.
Yeah, so as we started discussing about supplements, yeah, they are not the magic thing, but they definitely help, yeah. As long as you have a good program, training program, you have a good diet, yeah, then the third thing, you know, can help is a good supplement program, yeah. So
Yeah, for sure.
I definitely use that for myself, you know, and for my clients, and basically they will literally, you know, supplement your diet, yeah. So as everything else is okay, and it will come to help your diet. And even, you know, some people will say like, okay, but I don't want to take these pills, like I'm eating so much vegetables, you know, but do people get everything from their, you know, salads and their nutrition? What do you think?
I think it's very based again on lifestyle, because if you're someone who is vegan, for example, and you're having high cruciferous vegetables, a lot of greens, and you're not having obviously you're not having red meat, you're not having dairy, you are lacking certain things. You can lack B12, for example. B12 is essential for reducing cortisol levels and stress, and if your cortisol levels are too high, then you're more prone to develop inflammatory conditions. You're more prone to lose mental focus, and you can get quite bad anxiety. So I would say if you are someone who doesn't have a varied diet, then B12 is something that you can definitely add, and also you'll lack certain things in your diet like minerals and vitamins, and that's where supplements come into play. So if you are someone who is struggling with your diet, again, we've mentioned supplements aren't a quick fix, but you can be deficient in certain things. A particularly common one is actually vitamin D. Now, a lot of people in this country are deficient in vitamin D, and one of the biggest reasons, not only because of lockdown, obviously we've been in a confinement for the last 16 months, yeah. But we actually in the summer we don't get enough sunlight, enough rays on this side of the hemisphere, and that can leave people very deficient. Our weather patterns are a bit sort of fluctuating, and we definitely lack vitamin D. So I would say B12 and vitamin D are probably the most essential things that people lack. But as we go through the questions, I'll go more into detail about what people may need.
All right. So here at your supplement shop, if we are coming to, we ask for a supplement that will help people to gain muscle.
Yeah.
Which products you guys have? Which one do you recommend?
Yeah.
Because there are so many now, guys, and it's super confusing. You just write muscle gaining supplements, and you get like hundreds, literally. So I'm sure you guys here chose like a good, good quality and a good variety, which will kind of clear out those confusions. So for gaining muscle, which one do you guys have over here?
Yeah, so we do have a very big range, as you said. I'll start with one of the sort of key things. We'll go to amino acids. This is L-carnitine. It's a liquid. It's actually by a brand called 5% Nutrition. Now, L-carnitine is one of the muscle-building amino acids. There's many amino acids in the body, but carnitine, what it does is it actually improves blood flow. It can increase testosterone as well for men, and it's also essential in burning fat. It actually helps to metabolize fat better. And these are all really important things, because when you're training, if you're boosting your blood flow, you have much better pumps in the gym. Mm-hmm. And also if you're utilizing fat as energy, you are increasing your metabolism, which makes training better since you'll have more energy. So the Carnitine Liquid is one thing that I definitely recommend.
What's the dosage for it?
The dose of this one actually is it's 3,150 milligrams.
That's quite high.
It's a very high dose.
You can't find that like on
No, this is an American brand actually. 5% Nutrition, they use really high quality ingredients, but the doses are usually quite high. Reason being is because amino acids, they do get flushed out very quick, and also carnitine is one of those things. It's like it's a short burst, so
it's very expensive.
It is, yeah.
Carnitine, actually.
This is why also when you go online, it's very misleading because you get very cheap supplements, and that can
And
be
the
quite
dosage is
alluring.
not in there, yeah.
No, the
Exactly.
dosage isn't, and also the ingredient list. If you look, you'll find the actual product itself, and then you'll find a bunch of binders and fillers, which is incredibly harmful for your body. You can't absorb it as well, so you're better off getting something natural that's maybe a little bit higher price, but it's worth it because you're putting something that's more healthy into your body. The next thing that we recommend is a product as well by 5% Nutrition called All Day You May. This is a branched chain amino acid formula. There's 3 main muscle building amino acids that one should consider when building muscle. It's leucine, isoleucine, and valine. These are all things that actually help protect the muscle after training, and they also help with muscle synthesis as well, which is really important because every time you work out, you are actually tearing the fascia tissue, the muscle. Let's say you're doing a bicep curl, you're stretching the bicep when you extend it, and when you contract it and pull back, you're actually tearing the tissue. And amino acids help to support that recovery process. So this is really, really good. It has a high amount of every one of those amino acids, and it also has a joint formula. This one in particular has, you have glucosamine, and you also have coconut powder for electrolytes. Glucosamine actually helps to lubricate your joints. If you are someone that does heavy training and you do high impact movements like squats or deadlift, then this will be really, really helpful for you. It's something that you drink all day, as it says on the packet. It's an all-day amino acid drink. So what we recommend is you get a 2-litre jug. You take 1 scoop and you put it in with some ice. The flavors are amazing. The one that we actually we have here is lemon and lime, but they have blue raspberry, they have fruit punch, so really nice flavors. And what you would do is you would sip on it all day, so you're constantly feeding your muscles and supporting your joints throughout the day. This also has an amino acid called tryptophan, which actually helps you sleep. So drinking it all day, you'll get the tryptophan in your system, and it will help you to your nervous system to unwind. So very highly packed product there. Highly recommend it. It is a bit pricey, but again, this is the trade-off.
How much is it?
It's 45.
45.
Yeah.
How many steroids?
You're getting about a month and a half, so I think it's about 50 servings, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, this is one of the best amino acid supplements that we
You have got the same as the blue raspberry flavor.
Yeah, exactly. I should have probably bought more flavors there, but you get the idea. It's different flavors. The next thing we have by Refined Nutrition is MK677. This is something that's kind of new to the market here in the UK. I know it's been sort of advertised in the US and a lot of other places, but basically it's an androgen modulator. And what that means is that you have
SARMs.
It's SARMs, yeah. It's a mixture of SARMs and a modulator that acts similar to human growth hormone.
Okay.
So guys, what happens is when we sleep, we produce growth hormone, and growth hormone actually is a natural biomechanical system in your body that allows you to build more muscle, have stronger bones, and it helps with the recovery process. So there's a big misconception with SARMs and steroids. SARMs isn't steroids. It's an androgen modulator, which means so some people have receptors on different muscles, and what this does is it actually helps to stimulate those receptors in the same way steroids would do, but without the nasty side effects of a higher testosterone count or higher than average testosterone count. The benefit as well to using SARMs is that you don't have the side effects associated with taking too much testosterone, like gyno, which is fatty breast tissue, and for women it would be deepening of the voice. So we don't want to do that, and that's why SARMs is a much better road to go down in terms of building muscle safer.
Like in comparison with the ZMA, what do you think? Is it?
So ZMA is actually just a mixture of magnesium and zinc with some B6. Which is again quite essential. ZMA has been widely known to help increase testosterone for men with the zinc. The magnesium is essential for the nervous system, and also B6 helps with nerves, but it actually, if you take B6 by itself before bed, it can help with your dreaming, and it can help put you into REM sleep, which is the sleep that you need to be in to help recovery.
Alright, have you tried this?
I haven't as of yet, actually. I do have a few people that have tried it who've come in. They have got good results from it. But they're people who've been lifting for a while, and instead of taking steroids, they want to try this first just to see how the body reacts to it, because it's a much safer way.
Yeah.
So you can put clients on this without having adverse side effects. However, because it's an androgen modulator, I wouldn't necessarily give it to women too much. Reason being is because it can mimic certain things that testosterone would do, and those are all male hormone side effects. So I would say that's something maybe for a competition if women want it. Because I know some women, they do take steroids preparing for a competition if they're more serious about, I think, probably more body fat, right?
Okay.
Yeah. It's not battery. That's okay. Let's just there we go. The last thing just to mention in that question is creatine. So creatine, actually, you have many types. The one that we have here is monohydrate, which is the most common type of creatine. And what creatine monohydrate does is it helps to produce something in the body called ATP, which is your short burst of energy. So if you're someone who is doing a high power movement like a squat, a deadlift, or a 1 or 2 rep max bench press, creatine is the first short burst of energy that you would use. Basically, it pushes more water into your muscles, so you become much stronger, you have more energy in a very short period of time. We do have creatine in powder and capsules. The one I have here is by a brand called Reflex Nutrition. They're a very, very good brand, and the creatine that they use is crystallized, so it's very small particles, which means it gets shuttled into your muscles a lot quicker. We do recommend people take creatine pre-workout, so at least maybe 20 minutes to half an hour before you work out, just to make sure the creatine absorbs and you can get it into your body. Having said that, guys, make sure you drink a lot of water when you're on creatine, because it saturates your muscles with any excess water that's in your body. So keep drinking water when you're on creatine.
Yeah, I have something to say. One of my clients here started taking creatine, and he was saying, Raz, I can't handle creatine. I'm getting these like crazy cramps after I'm taking the creatine. And I said, like, okay, like, how do you take it? Oh, with milk and banana.
Well,
so like, no wonder, because what happens if you do that? The creatine will actually not dissolve, right? So it will stay the same in the same form. And if you mix it with water, it will dissolve. So it will be easier for the body to absorb it. But like this, it will literally not dissolve and will give you stomach problems.
Well, there is another thing as well, actually. If you are someone that doesn't drink enough water, it can actually just cause stomach cramps, because it goes through your kidneys, and your kidneys are at the bottom of your stomach, which means that you're more prone to have stomach cramps. So we do recommend people cycle on and off creatine. You can do it for a few months just to build some strength and size, and then come off it for the same period of time that you used it, and you can keep cycling. Otherwise, it just puts extra stress on your kidneys, and we don't want that. So that kind of, I think, covers that question. Yeah.
What about protein powder? Like what protein powders do you have here?
We have a huge range of protein powders. We have whey proteins, which are derived from milk. The most common type of protein that most people have is whey protein, actually. It's good because it's a quick release protein, so it gets shuttled into the muscles very quick, and it doesn't require a lot of digestion, so it's good particularly for people with weak stomachs. If you have a plant-based protein, because it has a lot more nuts and seeds and some healthy fat's very hard for the stomach to absorb and digest, so that can lead to having stomach pains if you're someone who has trouble digesting food, or someone who has a weak stomach. So whey protein for weak stomachs. Obviously, if you're vegan and you want plant-based protein, we do have a wide range here. I do recommend people use plant-based proteins if they're someone who has a lot of inflammation, Reason being is because plant-based proteins, they will have extra greens in there like chlorella, spirulina. You have plant-based amino acids as well, and they all help to reduce inflammation and boost recovery.
Okay.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say about protein, when you choose a protein, and you might debate me, you might say like, no, you're wrong, you know.
Sure.
I think the most important thing when you're buying a protein is to actually scan the ingredient list. If it has a lot of ingredients, don't take it, because the manufacturers, they are so sneaky. They, for example, like, oh, take this protein, it has extra BCAAs, extra creatine. But what they do, they actually put cheaper ingredients into the protein in order to make the protein content high. But even though the ingredients are not necessarily protein, but by mixing it with the rest of the protein, it becomes part of the protein.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So so they top up with cheap ingredients, but they say like, oh, you know, they use this as a marketing tool, and you know they can get away with it. So you have to be smart. Just make sure it has, you know, couple of ingredients, like basically the protein which it has. For example, whey protein isolate, or whey protein concentrate, or whey protein hydrolysate, which is like the fastest absorbing of them all. Yeah. Eventually the sweetener, because you know, and I would suggest you guys go with stevia, because that's a natural sweetener. Absolutely. And maximum it can be something else like digestive enzymes. The one which I saw you have over there, the Whey Gold Standard, that's actually quite a good protein, because it has, you know, very few ingredients. It has also some digestive enzymes, and I think that's a good combination. But you'll see brands which have like 10, 20, 30 ingredients. Why? Why you need all these like extra vitamins, you don't need it. You know, take it from your food, or take it from your you know, from your multivitamin. But you know, there's no need to add all this into the. So it's just a marketing scheme, guys. Don't fall for it.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with that 100%. The one thing I'll add to that as well is a lot of brands, they do put a lot of ingredients. Most of the ingredients, as you said, are added to make the protein content higher. There is also some ingredients like maltodextrin, and you have binders and fillers in protein that can actually make it much harder to absorb, but it's very cheap to make, and it fills up the protein. So that's why not necessarily loads of ingredients are a bad idea, but just know what ingredients you're actually consuming. So if you find that your protein powder has words like maltodextrin, crystallized cellulose, anti-caking agent, bulking agent, these are things that you really don't want in your body, and they're also things that don't absorb very well. And for that reason, it's always good to switch to plant-based, because most of their ingredient lists are very high in plant-based amino acids and greens. They very rarely have binders and fillers.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so let's go forward. Okay, obviously a big part of you know, are the muscle gaining supplements, but then we have another class which helps us with the energy and the focus. And here we are talking about pre-workouts. Do you take pre-workouts?
Of course, it's necessary, I think, for training.
Do you take pre-workouts?
I do take pre-workouts, so I'm a bit of a junkie myself, actually.
I take pre-workouts as well. I try to sometimes, you know, not take, because otherwise the body gets used to it. But let us know, what do you have here at the shop for people to, you know, get that extra boost.
For the pump and for like the muscle growth, it's necessary to have pre-workout, because that gives you that pump, that veins, the blood pump. I think that's necessary to grow a bit more.
We have a quick question here. What is the
top three advice for weight loss? Okay, so we spoke about it before, but we can go through it really quick. So first thing, make sure you are in a caloric deficit. You can create that by doing two things: control your diet, so eat a little bit less, and do cardio. You can do cardio either outside running, or you can go to the gym, do a class, or use a cardio machine over there. But literally make sure you burn calories so you can create that caloric deficit. And then once you are in a caloric deficit, the body, where's the body gonna take those calories which it needs to top up? From the fat stores. So simple as that. Just eat healthier, like eat whole foods. remove all the crappy, you know, processed stuff you have in your house, and you know, eat what the nature gives you, and then it'll be easier to manage your weight.
Yeah. So no Cheetos and chocolate chip cookies.
No,
I
definitely
think
not.
the other thing you need to go smoothly. So some people they struggle, they are eating whatever, and then the next day they decide to go healthy, do cardio, and the body doesn't take it. I think first thing you need to just start cleaning your food, go progressively,
Sure.
take off the extra things, and then you can move into proper diet. So the progression is essential, because otherwise your body just doesn't know, like taking like 4,000 calories and next day you're taking 1,500, and then you go into catabolism, so you lose muscles, you lose, and that's really not healthy, to be honest. Many people like get into this like switching straight away, and then the body doesn't understand, like one day you're taking huge calories, next day you're taking minimum.
Yeah, it can cause metabolic damage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So to like wrap it up really quick in three simple tips. 1, clean your diet and have a healthy diet. 2, do some cardio. And 3, you might want to take weight training, because by building muscle, you'll be able to burn more calories without actually doing nothing. So the muscle is active metabolic tissue, and you can burn fat just by doing nothing. So the more muscle mass you have, the easier it will be for you to remain lean. Hope that helps.
Awesome. Yeah. So back to pre-workouts. So I take pre-workouts. I presume you both take.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been taking? Would you say you've been taking pre-workouts since the start of your training, or is it something you kind of gradually progress into?
I think when I started training, it was not really a thing.
Okay.
What I was doing, I was just having like a black coffee, right?
Yeah.
Before, no sugar, and that was very good.
I think that's
energy
natural
booster. And it's
pre-workout.
natural.
If you don't want to take any supplement, just take a dark coffee and.
Yeah, so obviously technology has come quite a way, and one of the main ingredients in coffee obviously is caffeine, which they put in. There's 2 categories of pre-workouts. There is stimulant-based pre-workouts, often known as STEM, or non-stimulant-based pre-workouts, which are relatively new to the market, and they come in a wide range of different products, which we're going to go through. The stimulant-based pre-workouts, we have 2 very, very strong ones here in the shop. By 5% Nutrition, 5150. 5150 is a very strong stimulant-based pre-workout. It has a super high amount of caffeine. If you are someone that likes to really go hard in the gym and you don't care what you put in your body, this is going to give you a huge rush. It has a crazy amount of B12. It's got 1000 mcg, which is like hundreds of times more than your daily average. So again, this is to really boost your workouts. It also has beta-alanine and taurine. Now, beta-alanine is one of those key ingredients that gives you that skin tingle pump. So the sort of jumping out of your skin, I can't feel my feet kind of feeling. That's exactly what beta-alanine does, and it has a high amount of each. One of the things I like about this one is it actually comes with an electrolyte mix, and also yerba mate and guarana seed extracts, which are both really good at utilizing fat for energy, and also it increases your central metabolism so you can work out for longer periods of time. I would strongly recommend, if you are someone that does not take pre-workout, that you go to a less stimulant-based pre-workout, which is what I'm going to go through now. If you're someone that does take pre-workout often and you're used to stimulant-based, I almost guarantee you will not get used to this, because it is very, very strong. If you do, then I'm very, very sorry.
That's more for experienced gym hitters. That's more for advanced ones that they need that.
It's actually really funny, because we have a personal trainer who comes in.
I don't take it actually.
You don't take it.
I'm stimulant tolerant, so I tend to take very low caffeine levels.
Okay.
That's too high for me.
So fair enough. Well, we do have a personal trainer that comes in, and she got used to 5150.
She's a female, alright. That's good.
But she has a very high caffeine tolerance, and I think she's the only person that I know who's ever got used to this. Is very, very strong. The kind of pre-workout down from that is ABE. It's very, very similar to 5150, but it's just a bit weaker, and the come down is less strong. So with stimulant-based pre-workouts, always make sure that you take them either at noon, so around lunchtime. I wouldn't recommend taking them before bed because chances are you're not going to sleep, and that can really impede your recovery and inhibit you to train the next day or in the future. So yeah, stimulant-based pre-workouts. We do have a non-stimulant-based pre-workout. This is from a brand called Nordic Nutrition. Nordic Nutrition is a freeze-dried herbal blend of greens and or protein. In particular, this one is a mixture of rice bran protein, and it's also got some greens added as well. So it's got kale, spirulina, and chlorella, which all help reduce muscle inflammation. And then for the pre-workout effect, they've added beetroot powder, which does exactly the same thing as beta-alanine does. It expands your blood vessels and dilates them, so you do get a skin tingle, but it's not. So you can get a pump like it. There you go. So it's not as the come down isn't as dramatic. Yeah. The other thing that they've added is maca root extract, which is essential for energy, and for guys it does help to boost testosterone or serum testosterone, which in its own time frame, once you take it, can help you to work out longer by having more energy. Increased testosterone will amount to more energy during your workouts and in the long run. So this is something that you can actually use as a substitute for coffee. It's a very, very light pre-workout in terms of stimulants. It has virtually nothing. It's just freeze-dried greens, as I said, and some rice bran protein. This is something that you can also use to recover if you've been taking stimulant-based pre-workouts, because it really screws up your adrenal system if you take too many stimulant-based pre-workouts. So you can switch to this and it will give you virtually the same effect.
So do you do the caffeine-free pre-workouts?
This is a caffeine-free pre-workout.
That's the only one you do?
At the moment, yeah. This is the only one we do, but it is so packed with all the greens and the beetroot powder that expands your blood vessels that it really doesn't need its caffeine. With this, it's great because instead of adding extra things to your body, all the herbs and fruits in here and vegetables are adaptogens, so they adapt to your body at the time. You take it an hour before you work out, and it simply causes your body to do what it's naturally supposed to do, which is prepare itself for exercise. So very clever technology, and the best stimulants we have are these ones here.
Oh, we have another question.
Yeah.
Scrub Nurse UK asks, what is the best exercise to lose belly fat?
Best exercise to lose belly fat? I think you guys can answer this.
There is no such thing. I'm really sorry to say that. You cannot spot reduce fat. Yeah, if you do 10,000 crunches every single day, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you will not burn the belly fat. Or if you do 10,000 push-ups, you will not burn the chest fat. As we spoke about this before, yeah, good diet, cardio exercises, and do some resistance training, yeah, in the gym or at home with some weights. That will help you to increase your muscles a little bit, reduce your body fat.
You can recommend to support this. Recently, a few of my clients have been experiencing muscle cramps. Post session, is there anything they can take to reduce this? Yes. Do you want to answer it? Should I answer it? I don't know.
Yeah, so I'll answer it. I mean, so first and foremost, do you have any clients that have been experiencing sort of, you get a lot of clients with joint pains, muscle pain.
And the cramps is that's mean you deficient in magnesium. So yeah, that's mean your body isn't getting enough or sufficient amount of, and that's why you need to take a bit of supplements. You need to get some magnesium into your body. Absolutely. And then that's covers the fatigue and the muscle cramps. Rather than that, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, in the shop, we definitely, for joints, we recommend that people take collagen. Collagen is essential for helping with joint function, as well as rebuilding connective tissue in between your joints. There's a few different types of collagen. There's type 1, which is more for the skin, and there's type 2 and 3, which are more for the joints. This is a brand called Planet Paleo. It's called Active Collagen, the name. Active Collagen, one second. active collagen essentially means that it's got a mixture of bovine collagen with turmeric, and you also have some MSM in there, which helps with repairing the connective tissue. So generally speaking, I don't know if you've had this, but maybe you've had some clients who have arthritis, or you have clients who just maybe they've injured themselves and they have chronic pain, maybe in the knee or the elbow, something like that. This is definitely a good aid that they can take in the morning, and that will reduce the inflammation throughout the day. It's slow release as well, so it will kind of keep kicking in as the day goes on.
Cool.
What's the habit with? Because some people they take it with coffee in the morning. Are you for it or?
Say that again, sir?
So some people they tend to take it with the coffee, like collagen with the black coffee.
Yeah.
In the morning.
No, I think that's a really good idea. I think if you're taking collagen with coffee, then it doesn't really matter. Right. It's more so to make sure that it's absorbing well. The thing is if you are having it with coffee, sometimes the caffeine might inhibit the absorption. Right. But normally, if you're having everything with food, it should be absolutely fine. Right, cool.
Because that's why I heard that's affect the absorption because it's mixed with caffeine. So
no, it can indeed. But again, making sure that you have those supplements with food can just make it bypass the stomach a bit better.
Yeah, but I think with coffee is a bit weird anyway to have, isn't it? You want to enjoy the taste of coffee. You don't want some collagen taste inside there.
Well, this is it. This is why it's a supplement that you may want to take instead of mixing it with coffee. Yeah. Although the flavour isn't terrible, it's orange flavour, so it might have a bit of orange coffee. Orange coffee. You may want to stay away from.
There's the unflavoured ones that
But orange flavoured collagen is tasty with water or with juice. So, yeah. The next thing that we have for inflammation, we have two things here actually that are really beneficial: CBD oil. And also CBD with magnesium and melatonin cream. So this is a topical product. This is something that you would take internally, and CBD is a natural anti-inflammatory, and it helps reduce chronic inflammation in joints. What it does is it helps the immune system to reduce inflammation from the inside by reacting to a system that's already in your body. It's called the endocannabinoid system, and that's something that CBD binds to in order to help reduce inflammation. This is an oil, you'll take it internally, so the way this works is it's under your tongue. The one that I have here is from a brand called Zen CBD, I don't know if you can see it. It's 1,000 milligrams. They range in strength, so CBD, if you take a small dose, let's say you take 500 to 1,000 milligrams, it would be great for someone who has, mild to varied sort of joint discomfort. Now, for someone who's had an injury, for example, and they've got really chronic pain for a while, and even with treatment, it's still painful. We recommend the higher strength, which is about 3,000. Also CBD, although it's from the cannabis plant, it is non-psychoactive, which is very important. It doesn't have any THC. It has 0.2%, which is negligible, which is the standard UK dose. So yeah, will not get you high. This is the topical version. It is a magnesium, CBD and melatonin cream. This works from the outside to protect the muscle and also to shut down any tight muscles. Melatonin sort of puts the muscle to sleep in a sense, whereas magnesium and CBD relaxes the nervous system. So really good products there for reducing joint inflammation.
Should we move to the next one?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what do you recommend for someone struggling to get a good sleep or
Yeah. So sleep is obviously very important, especially with you guys being PTs. I'm sure if you're training clients and they're a bit groggy, it's hard to get them to keep moving maybe.
Yeah, and lack of sleep, impacts your recovery, and it will not be the same. Doesn't matter what you do in your day-to-day work, in your training and stuff like that. So even fat loss is hindered if you don't have enough sleep.
Yeah, absolutely. We do have two products here which are very versatile, and they work on two different parts of the brain. This is something called 5-HTP. It's from a brand called BrainFeed. 5-HTP is an amino acid. It actually converts into something called serotonin, which is your feel-good hormone. But serotonin also has another benefit as well. It's your daylight hormone. So at night, when the lights go out, your body naturally converts serotonin into melatonin. And melatonin is what puts you into REM sleep, which is non-rapid eye movement sleep. It's actually the most essential state to be in when you're sleeping, because that's where all of your emotional charge gets taken out of your day, and it's why we dream. It's also where your memory's stored. So it is essential for cognitive recovery as well as physical recovery to have melatonin working properly. The next thing is actually something called Unplug. It's by a brand called Motion Nutrition. Unplug is actually a nootropic mix. It's got ashwagandha, it's got theanine, it's got magnesium, and it's also got rhodiola. Now these are all adaptogenic herbs that help calm down the nervous system, and it also has something called Monterey cherry, which induces melatonin in the body. So what you would do is you would take 2 capsules of this an hour and a half before bed, and that will get your body into a state of relaxation, which will also further induce melatonin, allowing you to sleep. A quick tip as well, guys, with sleep, keep it dark and keep it cool. The one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to be on your phone, 20 minutes before you go to sleep, because it will actually blunt the effect of melatonin by about 3 hours, which has been proven. If you're someone who is always on their phone, you're trying to check that last email, or you need maybe YouTube to sleep, would highly recommend getting a Kindle or reading a book, because it's no light, or if not very minimal, and you need low light exposure in order for melatonin to work properly. So yeah.
I think even the CBD is good if you...
Yeah, absolutely. Again, CBD will relax the nervous system, helping you sleep, reducing anxiety as well. With COVID, it's been very stressful, so CBD can really help with the reduction in anxiety, because we're all stressed out human beings at the moment, right? So, yeah,
that was it.
I think that's it. Well, guys, thank you for joining the live stream. I know we had some questions here. I think Raz as well, you had some questions on the live stream.
Yeah, we went through all of them.
We went through quite a few. Guys as well, thanks for tuning in. We definitely hope to do more things like this in the future, and if it was informative to you, please let us know down in the comments if you think we could have done anything more, anything different, and we'll be more than happy to answer more questions in the future.